Okay, so we have the kick and the snare going, and the next ingredient to add is something called the ride. And the ride is typically played on the closed hi-hat, and it's very common to see it played on every eighth note. Um, you could see it played on every quarter note or every 16th note. I'm going to do eighth notes first and then 16ths. So I have Reason open and I have this beat already programmed in. That's the kick and the snare. So I'm going to add the ride. I have the rock drum kit open here, and so I'm going to search the available drums here for the hi-hat. And so here you can see HH1. That is HH would be hi-hat. If I play the sound, I can hear that that's a closed hi-hat sound. Right next to it is an open hi-hat sound. So I'm going to go with the closed hi-hat sound, and I want to play on every eighth note. So if I were playing, there's 16 steps here. If I were playing 16th notes, I would play every single step. If I'm going to play all eighth notes, then I would play every other step. So that's exactly what I'll do here. So that would just be all the odd numbers. And this is what it sounds like. Okay? Now, one common technique is to, instead of using the closed hi-hat on the very last hit, use an open hi-hat, which then sort of signals the next measure. So I'm going to take the closed hi-hat off, select the open hi-hat, and put that one on number 15, the last one, and that sounds like this. Okay? So I think that sounds a lot more interesting. It signals the next measure coming in. Let's just try this for 16th notes as well. So for 16th notes, let's kind of let me take the open hi-hat off here for a second. Let's go back to the closed hi-hats. So if I'm going to play 16th notes, that's going to be every single hit, every single step. But well, let me put these on for right now. We'll take a listen. Here we go. All right. I think it sounds better to take the last two off, go to the closed or the open hi-hat, and just hit the 15 again and leave 16 with nothing. And here is how that sounds. Okay. I apologize. I think that my Reason here is having a hard time competing with my recording software, so there seems to be a little bit of slowdown and clicks and things. Maybe I can get that sorted out. Here's the sheet music for those two beats. So the hi-hat is the X notation there, and you can see up top it's hitting on every eighth note. And right down here it drops down, so that indicates that I'm hitting the hi-hat open. And then there's the 16th notes. And you can see here is where I drop down and hit the open hi-hat on the 15th step, and then there's a rest, so there's nothing on the 16th. All right, so that's the kick, the snare, and the ride, and that forms an excellent foundation for any beat that you'd want to construct. So, till the next video.